What's up, everybody? Codename Spades here. Just giving a quick tutorial on the PokeBall Plus. I've seen a lot of people asking questions on how does it work, what are the benefits, what are the features. We're going to give you a pretty good rundown of how a lot of this works, and you should have all the answers to your questions answered after this right here, right? So the first thing we're going to start with is the centerpiece. So if you notice, this is what actually controls the character if you're using this as a controller, right? So you move with this, and then you bring up the options with the top button right here. Click, and then boom. Notice it does that, right? Click again, disappears. Another good thing, right? If you click to bring up the menu, and then shake it, it actually hits the options for you, right? So press it again, because this is your B button. And then where you see it says options, if you shake, boom, there we go. Bow, that's how you get into it, right? So you are still able to do a lot of the same functions that you can with the Joy-Con. You just do it in less buttons, right? So even here, like you want to sort an item, just shake it, boom. Hey, how would you like to sort an item? And then mind you, always navigating the screen with this, cancel, this, back, right? Now, outside of just that, you have some functions outside of the game. So if I come over to save, one of the biggest benefits of the PokeBall Plus is that you can do this. Take your Pokemon for a stroll. And how this works is if I press the Joy-Con in, which is the navigation button, that essentially works as my A button, it takes you to this screen, right? Now, in order to connect the controller to the Pokeball on screen in order to get your Pokemon, you're just gonna click this real quick. Gonna click it as many times as it takes till you see that light up. Boom, just like that. Once you see it do that, click the button in the center. Boom. They're just gonna ask you to select your Pokemon. Always select from the box unless you know your Eevee or Pikachu is the default Pokemon that you want to take. And then you just select somebody. So as of recently, I've been rocking with my Rhyhorn, so I'm gonna put my Rhyhorn in the box. After you select him with the Joy-Con, it also pops up a mini option. You're gonna hit select again, which you just do by clicking in the middle. Communicating, don't turn off the power. If you do, you potentially can lose your Pokemon, so be careful. Alrighty. Now, it's gonna have me choose some controllers real quick just because it's still on. So obviously I'm still using my Pokeball. Boom. Confirm. Communicating, yada, yada, yada. Now, my Rhyhorn is in the Pokeball. So here's where we get to the very interesting aspect of the PokeBall Plus, right? So first we're gonna turn off the switch. Now, the PokeBall Plus itself, we're gonna turn it on by doing this. When you first turn it on with this button, right, you'll notice it's blinking. If you wanna get to your actual Pokemon, as long as you are not connected to Pokemon Go just yet with your controller, with your Pokeball, all you have to do is hold it again. Oops, hold on. All right, now you hold it again. And then voila, there's Rhyhorn. Now, a lot of people have done the mistake of putting their Pokeball in mute mode, right? So I'm gonna show you how to go in and out of mute mode. There are actually 3 modes. There's a silent, there's a vibrate, and then there's the loud. So what we're in is loud, right? And if you notice, every time I shake it, Rhyhorn is making noise. And we'll come back to that in just a second. If you're in an environment where you don't want your Pokemon to make noise, but you still want to interact with your Pokemon, simply press the Joy-Con in, the top button, at the same time. If you hold it, shake it. Now it's just on vibrate. So now you're not hearing anything, but if you notice, it's still blinking, right? Side note, that rainbow color that you've seen, whenever you shake the Pokeball, essentially you are massaging your Pokemon, and you're also kind of getting him or her to go about. So as you shake this, and then once you start noticing the rainbow colors, he actually found something. So one of the benefits, or we can cover that real quick, a lot of the benefits of having your Pokemon in the Pokeball while he's on a stroll, he or she's on a stroll with you, they gain experience for all the distance that you cover. As you shake it, anytime it changes to the rainbow color, they discovered an item. See, we got another one. And this can get you a ton of experience. So if there's some time that you are spending away from the game, you have a Pokemon who's lagging behind the levels, or you just want to have one of your Pokemon ahead of the curve, taking him or her on the stroll is definitely highly recommended, because not only can they find items like rare candies, they also can find specific stat items specifically for that individual Pokemon. They also can find some for other Pokemon. So you have those added benefits, and then you have some of the universal stat candies that they find as well. So it's just a lot of fun things to do. And also, the more that you do with your Pokemon, the more they gain experience from. So if you do have your Pokeball connected to your Pokemon Go, and you have your Pokemon catch Pokemons for you, running Pokestops, all that contributes to the experience. Just as a heads up. Also be warned, they will use your Pokeballs and catch anything in motion, even if you are not looking at the phone. So just keep that in mind. Now, mind you, we still do have him in vibrate. So if I press the 2 buttons again, shake, it always alerts you by vibrating, and boom, Rhyhorn's talking all over again. Gotta love this guy. Another feature too, right? If you notice during Pokemon Go, when you have your Pokeball connected, and unfortunately I'm shooting from the phone that I usually do this with, but when you have your Pokeball connected to Pokemon Go, what happens is whenever your Pokeball glows green, that means that it's found a Pokemon within range and it would like to attempt to catch it. When it's glowing green, when it's glowing green, look, oh, and by the way, your Pokemon will talk to you randomly. That just means he's found something by himself, or he's calling out to you. So when he does, and he makes that he or she makes, I don't know why I keep saying he. You can tell I like a lot of boy Pokemon. But anytime he calls out to you, if you shake it and you get him to respond back, he's probably found something. So see, boom, just like that. So what was that? Yes, if it's green, so if you have Pokemon Go open on your app and you have the Pokeball connected, if this light glows green, simply press the top button, and what it does is it will then start to flash this color you see here. It's going to flash 3 times, and after the 3rd time, it's caught the Pokeball. It's caught the Pokemon, in which is going to give you a confirmation of the rainbow color. If the Pokemon ends up out of range or is fled, after the 3 lights, or at the initial start of the 3 lights, the Pokeball is going to flash red. So be aware of that. The other color that you will notice if you have the Pokemon Go app open is if you go by Pokestop, the blue light, not the blue light, this light will actually glow blue if you press the top button at the top. Then that blue light will actually confirm, and then it'll turn to the rainbow, letting you know, hey, you got whatever that Pokestop had. Now, mind you, unless you have the Pokemon Go app open, you will not be able to know what items you got. So it's kind of like a whole bunch of random stuff, which we get random anyway. You just don't have the knowledge of actually knowing what it was randomly that you had received. The last thing I'm going to show you with the Pokemon, right, is after a while, as you see, it kind of timed out. If you ever just want to turn it back on, simply click the joy back in, and then it'll start glowing the regular. This is kind of the standby mode, if you will, main menu. From here, this is actually the light you want when you want to connect it to Pokemon Go. And to connect it, all you have to simply do is go to settings, scroll down till you see PokeBall Plus Go, and then you click that. After you click that on the menu, you actually click this button up here, and it'll sync. If you already have it synced on the main menu, or not the main menu, but the main screen in the right upper hand corner, the last icon is a Pokeball, and it's usually grayed out if you don't have your Pokeball connected. Simply click it, and then it'll say, okay, click the button on Pokeball to connect. This is that button. So this is your B button. This is essentially your A button, also your joy stick, because this is what you maneuver your character with. And that is it. That is all the basics that they did not tell us in the very beginning. By the way, just random kind of spoilers if you haven't discovered this yet. But in sound mode, if you connect this to the charger, you know your Pokeball is connected because it gives you the Pokemon Center noise. The classic that we all love when our Pokemon are being healed. But I'm Codename Spades. That is it for the PokeBall Plus tutorial. If you have any questions, just comment them down below and I'll be sure to respond with an answer as swiftly as possible. If there's anything that I may have misquoted, I do apologize, but I definitely will make sure that to get you the updated information. But this is all the information I've received just from studying different videos and also a lot of playing around with it myself. So let me go ahead and put my Rhyhorn back on and let him know that I need him so we can catch some things, you know. Boom. And there he is. Have a good one.